I fell in love with wine when I lived in France and I studied in Bordeaux. It was a natural process because my father was already farming grapes for several years. Seeing the winemaking lifestyle in Europe, I could appreciate people's passion for their craft, their respect for their ancestors, for the wisdom passed down over centuries. Getting my ethnology degree brought me to wonderful places in Europe and then to work in the wine trading in Shanghai. But I always kept a strong connection to my home and missed the culture of Yinchuan. Once my father and I found the right vineyard seat, I knew I was ready to come home. Ningxia has unique soil that have been layered over centuries with diverse minerals. Salt from the flooding of the Yellow River, glacial runoff and rocks from the mountains. Our vision was make a world-class wine, a true expression of Ningxia terroir. Winemaking is a slow and challenging life. It takes time to select the right land, time to prepare the soil. Wines take several years to mature. To make organic wines with wide yeast and low sulfur, there is always a challenge because you have to watch over the wines meticulously. We had to deliberately move very slowly, expand our range of cuvée and production capacity very gradually. Maintaining premier quality and elegance was always our focus. Our family winery has been a passion project, where our passion and sweat go into our daily work. Sometimes people want to move more quickly, want to produce more volume. But having an artisanal winery means it's essential to respect what your wines are naturally expressing. Choosing to create a biodynamic ecosystem and approaching winemaking with minimal intervention, this takes patience and courage. This is hard to generalize, but I believe the best wine always convey emotion, a sense of personality, and a sense of place. The wines from our region can have delicate aromas of goji berry, local white flowers, full ripe fruit, and mineral undertones. My reserve Chardonnay continues to improve and delight each year. It's impressive because though we have success with Cabernet and Merlot in our top cuvée, this Chardonnay is able to express intense minerality with a well-defined structure and purity of fruit. More recently, I'm very excited about our new collection of limited editions wines. These are natural wines focusing on varietal expression. From our early days with a tiny plot on the edge of Yinchuan, we now have 2 additional vineyards in the foothill of Helan Mountain, our Jinshan Vineyard and Xiayingzi Vineyard. We have a new modern wine cellar, which is almost complete. Nearby, we have a new welcome center with tasting facility for receiving guests, hosting masterclasses, and putting on events. On our original family farm property, the buildings are in conversion to become a small boutique hotel. It will have a farm-to-table restaurant and a spa focusing on Chinese health and wellness treatment.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Dinah. I'm the brand marketing manager for Crystal Wines. Thank you for joining us to this Silver Heights virtual masterclass with owner and winemaker Emma Gao. For those of you who have heard of Silver Heights will know that it is one of the most highly rated Chinese wine from Ningxia, China. Today, we have selected 4 top wines for tasting, and Emma will be sharing with you about her story and the philosophy behind the vineyards and the wines. So before we begin, I'd like to highlight that if you have any questions, we have the Zoom group chat that you can actually post your questions. And at the end of the session, we have a Q&A segment where we will read out the questions to Emma, and Emma will take some time to answer them. So I will like to pass the presentation and to Emma for Emma, you can start the presentation.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for all of you joining us today. And thank you, Crystal, for this opportunity. Let me talk about our wines. So I come from a little province. Next page. Next page, please. Error. Yeah, I come from a little province called Ningxia, which is in the northwest of China. You maybe know where is the Inner Mongolia. So we're just beside and between the Gansu and the Shanxi provinces. Yeah, so today I will share with you my journey as a winemaker, use a brief presentation to cover the following topics. So our philosophy follows 3 points. We're a small artisanal winery, carefully manage our limit production with our family and passion. Then we embrace the organic and the biodynamic practices and respect the nature ecosystem, created the biodiversity of our vineyard. Then we also strive for the harmony balance, which means we use the Europe technology as well. We use the Chinese ancient wisdom. Next page. Next page. Yeah. So my father started the plant the vineyard 20 years ago. So he has a vision to see our region will be potential for making quality wine. So that's why he sent me to Bordeaux study winemaking. So I achieved oenology degree in France, in Bordeaux. So this is a little Emma, our daughter, who is already in the middle school. So in the future, also wish to study oenology, where I wish for continue this family business. Next page. Here, a little bit history. We studied 2007. So as you can see, next page as well, we were the first winery to be include the World Atlas of Wine, and we were the first one to use biodynamic. One of the first one to use biodynamic practice and sustainable vineyard management in China. Then we were very happy to be present our wines on the state dinner while the Angela Merkel visiting China. Next one. Next one. Next page. Yeah. Ningxia has a culture with a long history. Xixia Kingdom, maybe you heard about it. It's already disappeared, but it was a very interesting history. All the pyramid is not for bearing the kingdom, but for bearing the heritage of this rich culture. They started the printing techniques even 100 years before Chinese printing invention. Yes. Then we have Ming Dynasty Great Wall and Taoism temples. Next page. Yeah, Ningxia is a rugged place protected by the Helan Mountain and Yellow River. The unique location allows for protection from the dry desert of Tengger Desert, Tengger 沙漠, and from the cold Siberian wind. You know, Himalaya mountain is very high, who just stop the humid wind from the Indian Ocean. That's why half of China becoming very dry climate. So our climate is really dry continental climate, receive modest rainfall and very intense sunshine because it's high altitude. It's 1,200 meters above. Next page. Yeah, it could be very cold during the winter time. Minus 25. Oh, sorry. Once before. Yeah. As you can see here, a satellite map, we have two larger vineyards called the Jinshan Vineyard and the Xiayingzi Vineyard, separated from them 9 kilometers. You can see there's a mountain comes down some water, somehow flattening water of the spring, of the winter snow, then springtime, they just get down some stones. I have some stones over here for showing you. So those stones we found in our vineyard. This is a very ancient rock region because the Helan Mountain is about 20 million years old. It's half of Earth age. Yeah, so it has been emerged 4 times under ocean. So we have different kind of stones, even some green stones. If you look with a microscope, you can see the wilt. Yeah, you can see the sea plant. Yeah, so that's why we plant on that altitude, so we get the minerality. Yeah, so here's the 2 essential soil we have. One is a Cerosium, then another one is Aeolian. What is the difference? Cerosium is most of the calcaire, and Aeolian is a stonish sandy soil, which is a silice. Those 2 elements is very important for vine growing because calcium can keep the water, keep the life, have the microorganism living in that things. But Aeolian, its silice is kept the energy from the other planet. It makes fruit more sweetness and more flavors. Next page. Yeah, yes. Just forget to tell you that our soil is a little bit in pH higher than France or other places. It's more than 8, sometimes can reach 9 pH, meaning it's a very basic, salty soil. But you know what? More soil is salty, the wine is more acidity. So here's some example of our stones. We have glacier steel, salt stone. Those ones are very soft stone, can be decomposed like dust. Yeah, and the glauconite, limestone, and the quartz. Yeah, show you the quartz. Yeah, that's the quartz. Next page. My father and I were lucky to set up our vineyard in the unique terroir of Ningxia because it has now become the most important wine region in China. over 200 wineries here. Yeah, let's look at our approach to viticulture and winemaking. We now have 70 hectares of vineyard, which is 1,000 mu. 1 hectare is 15 mu in Chinese calculation. So it's a flat, wide eastern slope of Helan Mountain, which is advantage for us to get in the morning sun. Then we use drip irrigation from high technology of Israeli system. Because the region very dry, so we use the drip irrigation. In same time, we can put organic matter also in the drip irrigation, so it's very precision to calculate. Our soil quite poor. We measure organic matter like 0.2%, but in France or Europe, here's 2% and Japan 7%. So we need to lot of compost with natural animal manure. And sometimes we put in drip irrigation some organic matter as well, but in solution, yeah. We train the vines single gill. Like that, we have an angle putting on the ground so we can bury them easily during the winter. If you know Ningxia and most part of north of China, we have very cold winter and dry. So it can be -25. -25 is limit of life of the vines. They can be dead. So every year we do same process, but it's a renaissance for vineyard. Yeah, it's very special things in our region. Thank you. Next page. In China, we have a tradition for 24 solar terms. So we respect ancient Chinese solar terms to practice. That is exactly the concept of biodynamics actually. But the European, they already started biodynamics since 8 years. They justified this with a lot of scientists, yes. Next page. Yeah, so we have some animals, Mongolian horse, local donkey, sheep, chicken, and even peacocks. So we can create a living compost and healthy soil. If you feel boring what I say, you can pour some wine, already first one Chardonnay in your glass and taste it together, okay?
Yeah, you can pour some of the Chardonnay in a glass. We are actually moving to the tasting section soon.
Yeah, you can taste in same time, listen to me, not be too boring. So cheers.
No, they're not boring. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, so here's a biodynamic approach can amplify the nutrition and energy in the soil, like horn manure and like horn silice. Those two elements is very important. Horn silice is for balance of yin and yang for the plant. And beside of that, we use only the natural mineral and herbs for treatment for the disease. Like mildew, oidium, in Ningxia can be happen less than the other regions, but can be happen some years. So we do calcium stone, calcium stone water together with milk, fermented yogurt milk, and with some oyster shell, fine grain together to spray on the vine trees. Then once the vine trees has the baby, meaning they stop their young age, they're getting adult. So we balancing them energy with some natural flowers like rosemary, like lavender, to get some perfume for them, to getting focus their energy in their fruit. Next page. Next page, please.
Yeah, we actually switched already, but I think there's a bit of lagging to your side. It seems like your side is a little bit lagging. Yeah, no, but it's okay. We'll wait.
Yeah. Okay, please. Yeah. Yeah, our signature wine are Bordeaux blend because I studied in Bordeaux actually. So in the very beginning, our region is mostly Cabernet Merlot. Then we have Cabernet Grenache. You're going to taste later in Summit, a little bit percentage blended. Then now we try experimentation with Riesling, Pinot Noir, Marcelin, Sangiovese, Malbec, and Syrah. We want to understand what is the best for our region. In Europe, they spend 1,000 years to figure out. We're the first generation, so it's all fun. And those wines, some of them already give grapes. Next year, we're going to release natural limited edition of those wines.
Next page.
Next page, yeah. So thank you for your attention. Now let's start to taste some wine. Let me introducing what we're going to taste today. Amos Reserve is our first one to receive international acclaim, made in extremely limited quantity each year, scoring 90 points by Robert Parker and 17 for 20 by Jancis Robinson. Then the second one, Summit, received a gold medal for Manager's Wine Magazine, and also high rated by Jancis Robinson. Additionally, it was poured for the state dinner with Angela Merkel.
Yeah, I read about it.
Thank you. That one is our flagship. Yes, it's exported more than 10 countries in the Michelin star restaurant and top hotels. Yeah, the Summit.
Okay, and the other two wines?
Next page, please. Next page. So Family Reserve, we have a one white and a one red. The wine red is really like a ballerina dancing on your palate. It's the same elegance, but with approachability when it's young. I like it especially with Japanese hot pot. I like it with a lot of Asian food as well, and curry. Then Family Reserve Chardonnay is our little new baby, but since 2014 we made that one already get many attention, like 2014 first vintage with aging. It gives popcorn flavors, and Jancis Robinson said that it's just like a Pruny Monhashi style. So I'm happy. Yeah.
But before, was it a 100% Chardonnay or was it just a white blend?
Oh, actually, it's never be 100% Chardonnay. It's 15 to 20% of Italian Riesling. Italian Riesling is Ningxia very popular variety because it shows a lot of minerality and special floral flavors. I like it very much.
But now is the 100% Chardonnay, or is there still some?
2017, it's still 15% of Italian Riesling. Yes.
Oh, okay, I see. I think that explains the.
Right.
Okay. We taste the white now. I think
yeah, we can taste the Chardonnay. Let's start with Chardonnay.
So I think we took the last few 2017 vintage, and I think you are bottling the new 2018 in a couple of weeks. Is that right?
Right, right.
Uh,
Yeah.
Any major difference between the 18 and 17? We only have not many bottles, a couple of cases of the 2017. So
Yes.
we are lucky to get that few cases before.
Yes. The last 42 bottles, yes.
Yeah, last 40 dollar, yeah.
I, I, yes, I apologize that. I wish I could supply more, but some hotels and restaurants have run by glass like Bellagio in mainland China. They cannot, yeah. So we block for them a little bit. Yeah, next vintage 2018, I think as a winemaker, this would be even better than 2017 because our wines getting 1 year older, and this is a very clean vintage, very how to say, with a good character, structure, acidity, backbone. Yeah, it can be a very interesting wine because those are natural yeast fermented. So a little bit more complex of the aromas than 17. Yeah, I think it would be good. You let me know later.
Okay, I think there's a question. I just intercept first. Okay, we have a question. So how was the temperature during the growing season in 2018? I mean, since we are talking about the 2018 reserve Chardonnay.
Oh, sorry. What we are going to release is 2019 because 2018, no Chardonnay at all. We got the flooding water from the mountain. So during this grape maturity season, so that's a big risk. So we got the grapes less good. So I decided to blend them to our entry-level white wine.
Oh, I see. So after this 2017 reserve Chardonnay, we'll be moving on to 2019.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we taste the next wine? I believe it's the family reserve that we should taste first.
Yeah. The next one, family reserve, is let me check. 60% of Cab, 30% of Merlot. 12 months we aging with French old barracks, or 2-year-old even. We never use. We use 20% new oaks for this one, a little bit. Then no filtrate, never filtrate this red one. Just the least ranking. And we do la fermentation of the Merlot, very kind, never too much extraction and never too much oxidation during the fermentation. You know, for ranking one, like a Hermontage, you can do open or close. Then we do one time open, then all close, because we want to preserve the aromas of this lovely fruit of Merlot inside of bottle, but not spread in our cups, in our wine cellar. Yeah, so let's taste that one. Shall we taste that one?
I think if we do a blind tasting, I think people cannot tell that this is wine from China. It really tastes and like a Bordeaux when I first.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really has. I think if you do a blind tasting, people wouldn't have guessed that this is from China.
Thank you very much, Diana. Yeah, it's quite complexity. Of course, with the big sunshine of Ningxia, but still keep freshness. We never put the acidic in it. So we never do correction of juice. We do less intervention of during the winemaking. Then it's truly expression of the soil of Ningxia. So sunshine, minerality, then complexity. Yeah, those one are very young, actually only 5 years old. Yeah, but it shows already potential of this land.
Well, some of the pairing that you suggest, like chaoshan beef, hot pot, and curry chicken, are these food that you have tried and taste them and pair with before? Have you tried pairing with this beef hot pot, curry chicken? Emma, can you hear me?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I did. All this is what I like, so I put it.
Okay, sure. Okay, okay. Before we move to the next wine, we actually would like everyone to take a group photo. So is it possible that we take a pause and then you on your video and everybody raise the glass so that we can take a group photo together? Yeah. Okay, so on the count of 3, Cheryl, you're taking the photo, right?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
All right. Okay, thanks everyone. Okay, let's move to the next wine for tasting before we answer the rest of the questions. I saw there are some people asking some questions, but let's taste all the red wines first, then we get Emma to answer the questions.
Great. Yeah.
So let's take
next one.
the Summit.
The Summit, yes. The Summit 1700% natural yeast fermentation. Then 50% new oak, 50% old oak, Burgundy oaks. We want to keep the less influential oak, so we choose Burgundy oaks for this one. Well, the Summit, normally we open 1.5 hours before, or in 3 hours the best tasting time. Is quite a reduction, but it's what we wish to do, because our wine sometimes one by glass for restaurant, and they can keep this one for 5 or 1 week, no problem. It's so 2017 is a year hot and humid. We were lucky to have a little bit more rain this year. So when it's rain means here's no sun. So we keep the acidity, freshness of this wine. It's just a crunchy, fruity taste. You might see it's a little bit sweet, too much sweet. But if you give him 2 hours or double decant it, then the structure will be changed. Less sweet.
So you do recommend decanting it for about an hour, right? You're saying an hour and a half.
1 hour, at least 30 minutes, or double decant. But you drink it and your family alone, yeah, wait 3 hours. With your friends, you have time, wait 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah. So the name Summit, is there any special, or you said any special meaning to this name?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. The name of Summit in Chinese, 阙歌, is named for a Chinese ancient poet. I can read for you. I cannot remember by my heart, but it's a beautiful poet. You can understand Chinese, right? 满江红, the name. And it's Yue Fei. Yue Fei is a general in Dynasty Song. So in that time, a lot of conflict inside of China, especially with Mongolia. So as USA general came to Holy Mountain to keep the frontier, he was full with war many times, but he didn't cry. He just gave a very beautiful poet, like 怒发冲冠，凭栏处，潇潇雨歇。抬望眼，仰天长啸，壮怀激烈。驾长车，踏破贺兰山缺。待从头，收拾旧山河，朝天阙。So the last word "阙" is our name. Yeah, I wish we can. Yeah, I wish we can remember our history and beautiful history of China and especially this region to remind people what is Helan Mountain.
Okay. Nice, very nice.
Thank you.
So you name it. Yeah. You name it, or your father name it, or was it by your decision?
Oh, my father, yes. Yeah, but it's also I like his idea.
Yeah, it's good.
Right. Then on the label you have three little picture, which is a rock painting of Ningxia. The first one is Apollo. You can see already many years ago, like 10,000 years ago, people even cannot write the character or alphabet. They gravel on the rockies. They're idol of sun god. So they have 24 solar terms already. See? 12 months and the 24 solar terms on the head, on their hair. Yeah.
Yeah, we have it in a mini size, so
okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody can see, but yeah, we do have some traces of this. I hope you all can see it.
Yeah, so this rock painting is near from our winery, only 5 minutes by driving. If you come to visit us, please go ahead. It's very interesting to see. Many years ago, people has their own religion of that time. Do you like the wine? If you have comments, or if perhaps we can hear some feedback.
Yeah, if you like or don't like, yeah, please write on the chat so that Emma knows. Let us know your feedback. So let's taste the last wine first before we go on to answer the questions.
The last one is our Emma's Reserve. Emma's Reserve is part of my name and my daughter's name because we wish our daughter can continue. One generation cannot make wine.
Has she agreed? She's helping you, right? She's helping
you?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, she takes care of the animals. And she's really how to say attached to our farm. She grew up in the vineyard, the farms, helping us for labeling some works. Then now she's studying Shanghai French school. She can speak 4 languages. I think she can do both because she's really good ambassador in the future as well. Okay. She likes to taste the wine. She can give me some tasting note. But sometimes if I let her taste a good Pinot Noir from small village Burgundy, she tell me that, Mama, this one's better than yours.
She's too honest. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So last one, Emma's Reserve. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Yeah, Emma's Reserve, you have a label like a berger on horse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of goat and mutton sheep here in the region. Then it's the best food for pair our wine as well. Yeah. I feel a little bit pyrazine and smoke barrel oaks. This one we use Bordeaux oaks. Okay. Because this one has potential, aging potential, then we need a little bit more backbone And this one also 50% of Merlot, 50% the Cab Sauvignon for 2017. Yeah, with aging will be, it's a new vintage. With aging will be a more complexity.
So just now we were talking before we start the session. You were mentioning that every vintage there's always a different blend of the grape varieties, right?
Yeah, usually Emma's Reserve is 100% Cab Sauvignon. We started 2009, just want to, for our experience, wish to know, we keep few barricks to wish to know the potential of Cab Sauvignon in this region. Then now, after 10 years, we think we already know, so we try other varieties as well to blend to this one to find the best balance of this one. Yeah, sometimes it can be different because each vintage, the vineyard can express differently. Then, for example, 2018 Merlot is totally, how to say, very light, elegant, very round. Then 2017's rich is small crown. Then it's almost like a dark ink, like Cabernet Sauvignon. Then 2019, it's, yeah, it's we blend with the Shiraz. Yeah, sometimes we can change actually. The blending for me, it's just up for our taste, inner decision. Yeah, sometimes it can be changed. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
There's also some herb spices coming up. You know, as you drink this, can almost feel the heat.
Yeah, exactly. So this one reflect a little bit red gold berry. Yeah. And local flowers, Ningxia tomato leaves, and also, yeah, and special Ningxia, the herbs in our vineyard is called 蒿子草. It's a little bit like a garlic in Provence, Nîmes, you know, the 10 Romarin herbal things, yeah. No, here is most like a pink pyrazine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in our Marcelin is more like Provençal herbs. Cab is very classic, yeah, like cold climate trees, not ripe, not ripe.
So for Emma's Reserve, you intend to continue to keep to this limited production, or do you have plans? Because I saw in your technical sheet that you produce about 2,000 bottles.
Yes, we 大瓶拿来，Emma 比较正常。We produce for we produce 2,000 bottle of the regular bottle. Then we also have a magnum in for less than 1,000 bottles. So in totally 3,000 bottles. Let me open this. Yeah, that is magnum. See the size difference.
Okay. So magnum is about 1,000 magnums, you think, or less than 1,000 magnums?
Yes, exactly. Yes. So you have your 18 this year.
Yes, yes. Okay. What's the next page after this, Cheryl? Maybe we can go to. Yeah, maybe you can go to the Q&A. There's some questions I can see that's popping up. So Emma, let me just read the questions to you. Okay. One of the questions was, how was the temperature during the growing season in 2018?
2018, the highest temperature was 37.
Oh, Wow.
37, that's not too much. You know, sometimes can be in Spain or other places, South atmosphere can be 42 sometimes. Because Helan Mountain is a high altitude, we have a lot of UV. The sugar content can be very fast go up, then lost acidity. But once you have the shadow, you have the freshness. And during the evening time, cool down the temperature very easy. Here's 20 degrees between day and night sometimes. So that's why we can keep some freshness. Then my father saying that never pick up your grapes early, even you lost the acidity, because the autumn frost gives more flavors to your wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a question. How old is the oldest vine you have? How old is the?
Yeah, our own vineyard, actually we planted quite late. We planted 2012. Before
okay.
that, we bought grapes. Then, yeah, all these ones from our vineyard. Very young ones, actually.
I see. Okay. Okay, I'll just read some comments. So Ruben was commenting that that he has presented Silver Heights wines during a tasting, and the attendees thought they were from France or Californian. Very powerful. Emma's Reserve is small, elegant, and restrained. So that's his comment. Yeah. So Elaine also mentioned it's very elegant, well balanced, and powerful. Beautiful wine. It's asking how is the growing season for now? I think you're harvesting grapes now, right? I mean, this is the season of harvesting for you.
Yes, this is especially earlier than before because in Chinese ancient calendar, we have 2 spring this year. Every 60 years we make a circle.
Okay, so it's earlier than usual.
Right. So like now we already harvest the first Merlot, then we harvest the Marcelin, then we finish already Pinot Noir, and next step we're going to harvest the Petit Verdot.
Okay.
Yeah. As we do a whole berry fermentation for the Petit Verdot, Pinot Noir, and Marcelin, we don't want to make them very rich wine. We do natural yeast, everything natural, so carbonic maceration. So we wish have freshness of this one, fresh fruit, red berries. So that's why we harvest earlier than the other neighbors.
Okay.
I'm crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Elaine is asking how long do we need to decant Emma's Reserve? Is 1 hour sufficient?
Yeah, I think so.
1 hour?
Almost like summit.
Okay.
Try with your own experience, but I like this one. Open today and taste tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. There's one question as well. Does Thierry, your husband, and Callum Sega bring any influence or inspiration to Silver Heights winemaking? Is there any influence, or from your winemaking time in Callum Sega?
Okay, let me clarify. We both trained in Bordeaux, so we respect the ancient method. So we don't use too much pump. We do especially working with the barracks, handmade. Sometimes with candle when we started. So we don't want to put too much technical things in our wine, and without filtration. Here's some influence of some of the stuff, I think, but he's not my husband anymore. Yeah, because I drink too much.
He drink too much. Okay, so
I
see. Okay, Grace is asking if your vineyard is actually open for visitors. I mean, not now. I mean, now it's COVID, but when post-COVID, when situation get better, is your winery open to visitors?
Sure, we welcome you to visit us, please. Ningxia is beautiful. It's about 72 lakes. and mountain, Yellow River, you have desert, you have oasis. It's always a beautiful day with sunshine. And here's no pollution. Then the best season is during the harvest, actually, the autumn. Our region is a little bit like Avignon. We have a very good fruity, good vegetable and fruit. And you discover some ancient tombs as well. Then, yeah, welcome, please, to Ningxia. Then we have a two little project, our new facility with a true tasting room to welcome you. And we have another project is returning our garage winery in the middle of the city to a wine center with some rooms, hosting your guest room, and a little spa with the Chinese traditional herbal tea for spa. Then a restaurant for biodynamic food. Yeah.
Oh,
we pair with our wine, of course.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So these are all projects for the winery. That's good. Okay. What do you foresee for the Chinese wines in the future? Do you think it is mostly for domestic consumption, or do you have plans to focus more on overseas market for your wine?
I think yes. In the very beginning, I had very not much confidence. I think it's for local consumption, but little by little, our wine export more than 10 countries. Thanks, Margot.
Okay.
Thanks, Margot, very talented, brilliant doctor. Then we figure out that actually Chinese wine can be tasted to over the world. Yeah. In London, for example, we are present in Mosiman restaurant, 67 Palmo Gentleman Club. It's on, Michelin restaurant. People are curious with Chinese wine, so then they not exploited.
So how much percentage of your wines are exported for now?
For now, it's 30%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And growing.
Yeah. Then 50% for in China mainland restaurant hotels. Here I don't bring sample for taste, but we have another one. Lost Warriors is one by Glass for Hyatt Group.
Okay.
Yeah, white and red, both of them. Yeah. So Aman Resource, Hakkasan, Prohibition, yeah.
Okay.
Restaurant.
Okay.
Mainly we sell to restaurant, yes.
I see. Okay, we have another question. Are there native Chinese varietals, and do you see native grapes growing in importance in the future?
Oh, yes. Native varieties in China, we tried already with some of them, muscat, local muscat, or longyan, dragon eye. We call it dragon eye, but in Chinese, longyan. Or some Russian varieties came to Xinjiang and Ningxia, like Beimei Beihong. We tried, but doesn't give the international taste. Sometimes can give you a sensation of a fox. Like American native wines. Then now we give up. But here one potential is Cabernet Garnished. Actually, it's genetic DNA tested by some scientific. It's a Cabernet.
Oh, okay. And the varietal you added to the summit, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we saw in the technical sheet. Okay.
Yeah, it gives a little bit spicy.
Oh, okay.
Spicy.
Yes.
That's nice. Yeah.
You wanted the kind of character. So is it just a trial, or you really do see that this grape varietal can potentially? I mean, is there any plans to add this particular varietal into your wines for the next few vintages, or it's just a trial?
Yeah, we keep a few roll of it just for heritage, for keep them for our typicity, but we don't want to expand because this variety actually very difficult for Ningxia climate. Our annual sunshine is 3,200 hours. It's perfect for Cabernet Sauvignon, but for late harvest and Cabernet or Corniche, it's not enough. Some year they can be very green because the leaves drop down before the maturity.
Okay.
The leaves getting red in the early autumn, then never get ripened the fruit. Then the fruit no acidity, a little bit rough tannin, a very big fruit. Then for blend is okay, but 100%, some year okay, some year not.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Steffi was mentioning that the Chardonnay, you mentioned just now that the Chardonnay has a 15% Italian Riesling.
Yeah, Italian
Okay,
Riesling.
Yeah. Yeah, because the presentation just now mentioned 100%. So we I think it's a mistake on the presentation because it's actually 15%. Okay. So
actually, I never mentioned it before. Otherwise, it's confusion. But you can change it.
Yeah, I mean you are allowed to call it 100%. I mean to call it Chardonnay on the label. I mean there's no law specifying at the moment, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's another question from Jerome asking you if you would like to comment how Silver Heights compare to Alvin.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I think Oyin is very interesting because they are on the high altitude as well. They're in the terrace, beautiful Yunnan terrace. I think they have more biodiversity than us. It's like a tropical forest. And they have a very ancient culture of winemaking that time because the French missionary, 100 years ago, they lived there. Yeah, but that's the story. But as far as I know, that difference, we do not do pesticide at all, but that region tropical, they need to do maybe 15 times per year. It's very quite tough actually making one there for me. I don't have experience for that, but once again, climate, terroir, and human effort together makes wonderful one. Yeah. Then for wine tasting, all-in-one's less sweetness, which is for me it's a dream. I wish I could make as well as all-in the wine without sweetness one day. Yeah. Okay. Then we try our experimentation. Yes, it's different style actually.
Oh, different style. Okay.
Yeah, we have more sunshine, less rain than they has more rain, less sunshine. Maybe they has enough sunshine, but they have more rain. Yeah.
Essentially, it's different climate, different terroir, different style of winemaking. Okay. Right.
Yeah, for me, yeah. For me, it's a very interesting. In China, you have a diverse geographical places can making wine actually. If you go to tropical Ecuador, to 20 you have coffee, then to 20 to 0 altitude to 10 you have coffee, then 10 to 20 you have tea, then 20 to 30 to 50 you have wine region. So it's interesting that people can find some microclimate even in tropical place to making wine, do their effort. I've tasted wine from Philippines, from not Philippines, but let me Bali Island. Yeah. From India, from Thailand.
Okay.
Amazing wine. Yeah, amazing wine. It's tropical, but okay. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, what is the cellaring potential of the summit?
A potential aging, you mean?
Cellaring, cellar.
Yeah. Yeah, for summit, I think at least 10 years. Our first vintage, 2007, still drinkable, and 2008, good. 2009, wonderful. 2009, price now is 20,000 RMB a bottle in China. People collect it. Yeah. But I don't know, for 17, maybe it's natural yeast. First year we do natural yeast. But I believe the natural yeast has more life rather than conventional way, yeah, because their life never be stopped with any chemical or sulfur or intervention of human. So their lives just let them express. Let's see. I believe so. 10 years at least, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all for the questions. Well, Damon saying his personal view is that your wines are better than ours.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your comments. I saw people like this one. It's very important for us to know.
Yeah, I think so yeah, I mean, is there any more questions? If not, yeah, we would like to let you know that wines currently are on offer on our website. It's an introductory offer price, so there's quite a limited amount that we bring in. So if you like the wines, you can purchase them on our website now, and the wines are due to come somewhere early October, I hope. By end of September, if we're early, or October. So thank you everyone for participating, and thank you, Emma, for explaining about your wines and letting us taste these Chinese wines. Thank you
so much, Diana, for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for your time, and hope you come to visit us one day.
Yeah, sure. We hope we have a chance to visit Ningxia Chinese one day. Okay, thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Diana.
Yeah.